AITA for leaving my husband for a Christmas trip to Hawaii with our kids. Every year my family spends our Christmas in Hawaii. We've done it every year since I can remember, and it's a fun family tradition for me. After me and my husband had kids, we had to reorganize our family Christmas plans because his parents wanted to see our kids for Christmas. So we decided that we would celebrate Christmas with his parents on New Year's and go to Hawaii for actual Christmas. This is the system that worked for us until last year. Last year his dad passed away around this time of the year, and it hit him and his mom hard. For obvious reasons we didn't go to Hawaii. This year we planned out what we'd do for the holidays early. We'd do Thanksgiving with his mom. And we'd do Christmas in Hawaii since me and the kids missed out last year. Things were going well until right before our flight. About a week out, he said he was unsure. He said that he thinks it might be better that we stay. He said he really wanted to spend Christmas with his family and felt like his mom really needed it. I was unhappy about this. We made a plan. We saw her last month. And we already had my dad buy our tickets and hotel. So it would be incredibly unfair to me, him and our kids for us to not go just for his mom, who we'd see a few days after we got back anyways. We got into an argument about it and proposed that me and the kids can go to Hawaii and he can stay there with his mom. He decided to do this, but he was very clearly upset that I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and seeing my family just for his mom. So now I'm in Hawaii watching and wrangling the kids by myself, while he's home alone. He have said texted me or responded to me much. When I call him he only talks for about 3 minutes before wanting to get off the phone with me and talk to the girls. AITA? Nah, I feel for your husband. He lost his dad a year ago and his mom is spending Christmas without her partner. With plane tickets bought and hotels arranged a week out is not enough time to change plans. I agree with you about not wanting to cancel and taking the kids to see your family. I do think you need to cut him some slack here, though the holidays can be really hard for people who have lost loved ones recently. I think you're all doing your best in this situation, and I don't think there is any right answer here. Hopefully, your husband can join you next year, and maybe you could have a conversation about that when you get back. Info: why not just bring mom to Hawaii? I think NTA because you stayed home the first year after his dad passed away and you had agreed to the Thanksgiving, Christmas arrangement for this year. He changed his mind after all the arrangements were made. However, I think you and your husband need to talk about this more. Where are he and his mom in their grieving processes? How does he envision things working in future years? Does he want every Christmas with his mom now? Does he want to do alternate Christmases? Or is this year just particularly hard for both of them? Also, is there an option to have your Mill join you in Hawaii since she's on her own? YTA, you go to Hawaii too much. Just to be clear, you're in Hawaii with your parents? Your family lives there? This isn't just a vacay? It's family time? I'm probably going to get downvoted for this. But NTA, if he had suggested 6 months ago before the trip was planned and paid for that you spend Christmas with his mom and adjusted the family holiday Christmas schedule accordingly, then that would be different. But he waited until 1 week before, after you'd already spent Thanksgiving with her and the whole trip was paid for, to suggest canceling your side of the family's holiday and do Christmas with her as well. I completely understand that he's grieving, but pushing through it a bit to support your family and honor the people you have left is just a reality of long-term grief. There are no guarantees in life. What if one of OP's parents isn't still here next Christmas and they missed their last opportunity for this special week? Bottom line, I understand and commiserate with his feelings. But I think casually expecting his whole family to cancel an amazing trip that was already paid for was unreasonable given the time frame. And at the very least, he shouldn't punish you for still going when he didn't. YTA for vacationing in Hawaii right now. Native Hawaiians have been asking tourists to stop coming. The infrastructure there can't support it, and it's a very privileged colonizer stance to just go anyway. Hawaiian traditions matter more than your tradition of setting cash on fire for expensive vacations every year on stolen land. YTA for going to Hawaii when it's in the middle of a water crisis. Nah, he's grieving. But things were already paid for, and it doesn't make you a bad person for wanting to enjoy your family's holiday tradition. He's grieving for his dad. He's spending time with his mom, who's also grieving his dad, her husband. Maybe it's a bit sucky of him to drop out of the vacay last minute. But also, it's the first anniversary of his dad's death. IDK. He's not an asshole for grieving his dad. If he did this next year, then yeah, he'd be a jerk. You aren't really an asshole either. But I think it might be good to remember that he's grieving, even if he doesn't show it. IDK. Nah. NTA. Everyone grieves differently, so he might still be hurting since he lost his father at this time of the year. That being said, you both agreed to go to Hawaii for Christmas this year. Your father paid for your tickets and hotel, which is a huge wow. To not go wouldn't be fair to your children who are looking forward to the trip and to your dad who put out a ton of money for the trip. Be kind to your hubs though and really talk about next year's plans. Christmas may never be the same for him again. My boyfriend's parents passed away 3 years ago. It was unexpected and traumatic. Last year he did so poorly that he quit saying I love you, quit spending the night at my house, and by January I was concerned for his safety. Before judging and saying I shouldn't be with him, he was still incredibly attentive and thoughtful. In other ways, I knew he just needed time in therapy. Traumaversaries are real and incredibly painful. This year he is luckily doing incredibly well, but has also been bombarded by work, so I think it's distracted him. I don't blame you for wanting to be with your family, and this is a very special tradition. I also don't blame him for wanting you to stay and needing your support during this hard time. You all need therapy and coping skills. Please get some help so this doesn't ruin your marriage. Also, hugs. No one understands how hard it is to be the partner or spouse in this situation. NTA. While I understand that your husband wants to stay home and be with his mom, you had worked out a plan to all go with your family. I'm not going to call anyone in awe in this scenario. He's OBVS still grieving, as is his mom, and so he's now decided to stay home with her. Understandable. But I don't think it's right for him to expect you and the kids to stay home after you agreed that you'd all go, after your parents paid for it, and at the last minute. TBH. I'd say drop the rope and know that you can't fix this until you are home, and perhaps go to a counselor together. YTA. Just because at end you are complaining about being in Hawaii on Xmas. You mad because he's taking care of his mom instead of watching kids for you? I thought it was a family trip. Isn't there family to help with kids? I'm going with NTA. I understand he is still grieving, and so is his mom. What I don't agree with is changing his mind a week out from the trip that's already paid for and then getting mad that you didn't change plans with him. Do you know if his mom has expressed that she wants him to stay home for Christmas? If she did, why didn't he bring this up much sooner? YTA. I was originally going to vote NAH, but then I read some of your comments. Your husband's father's funeral was literally the week before Christmas, but you can't seem to understand why this time of the year might be difficult for him. Always why all the emphasis on your family tradition. But then again, I shouldn't expect much, seeing as you only spend Christmas with your family and never with your husband's, excluding the year his father literally died. Oh, and also you and your family suck for going to Hawaii after natives have been begging people to stop coming. YTA, just based on your attitude about his dad passing. I wasn't going to forego my family's Christmas tradition and seeing my family just for his mom. Classy. YTA for this. After me and my husband had kids, we had to reorganize our family Christmas plans. Because his parents wanted to see our kids for Christmas. So we decided that we would celebrate Christmas with his parents on New Year's and go to Hawaii for actual Christmas. What part exactly did you reorganize? You still kept going to Hawaii every year. It was your husband's parents who changed their Christmas celebration to New Year. Obviously, husband shouldn't have waited till after the tickets were bought before voicing his concerns, but it really doesn't sound like it would have made a difference. You make it sound like your father's-in-law passing away last year was just an inconvenience that kept you from going to your trip, and you're failing to show your husband any empathy. You're just thinking about yourself. I was thinking NaH from the post alone. But every single one of your comments has shown a complete lack of empathy and patience for your grieving husband. How would you feel if he treated you this way and dismissed your feelings? The way you describe having to miss your precious Hawaii trip last year makes it sound like his father's death is just some annoying inconvenience. I hope I never have a partner like you. YTA. Why couldn't you just invite Mill along?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.